Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Hit him with the Eden. We're on 2 wins. It's a start, okay? It's a start. KOKL VW07. And if I've learned anything from playing so much Mario Maker recently, one of the... dude, Tammy's head, by the way. We got so much continuity between runs here. It's crazy. Great stats as well. If there's anything I've learned from playing Mario Maker, at least on a non-Mario Maker level, like, you know, how to shell throw or something like that, you don't focus on the end of the level. You focus on each individual obstacle as it comes. You know? The number one thing you could do to raise your odds of dying is to be in a section and be like, you know what? This section's a joke. I just got to worry about that final section. It's true for Isaac as well. I think it's true for, I don't want to say for life, but I think it's true for some aspects of life as well. You know, sometimes you can focus on big goals, and it leads you to do the little things. Ooh, that was, why stand there is a question you just got to ask yourself. But it can lead you to do the little things without as much care and diligence as they deserve. That's the way we'll loop that back around to a life lesson. So, you know, it's always nice to be focused on, like, this goal of I want to have a streak of 100. But really, what do we want? Oh, I thought if we just sent it, we'd be okay there. Well, I mean, oh, dude, this is revenge. Revenge for that train wreck run. You made me late for Check the Wire. You know what? Good shot. Good shot. Dude, okay, homing shots are, from this point forward, disallowed. Don't sweat it. You still, like, from a statistical standpoint, you got a great position on this run. A tiers upgrade is very nice indeed. But we definitely could screw this up. There's no guarantee that just because we got Tammy's head good stats, we're in, you know, A-OK territory here. Pardon me, we got the dry, I should not say dry cough, because that sounds like a symptom. We got the talked a lot today cough, and shouted and sang, and etc., etc. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to try to hydrate a little bit here, and, you know, we still got a little recording left to do. It's a symptom of voice overuse, let me put it that way. Oh, no. I actually really like the tiers upgrade from Anti-Grav, and I really like, who are you wearing here? Is this Alexander Wang? You look like Dr. Manhattan married I Dream of Jeannie, and here we are. However, the Anti-Grav, it makes things slightly touchy. But I think, isn't there, I don't want to call it cheese, but isn't there a tactic we can use? Like, for example, get a bunch of shots lined up? No, it does not work. I thought we could freeze the Tammy's headshots by not releasing the fire button. It appears that that is not the case. Okay, so let's lay it out here before we get into, you know, banterable subjects. What's the game plan? Well, really, the game plan is don't get hit. It's very simple, you know, it's understated, but there's other parts of the game plan that are worth mentioning. Like, for example, if we could pick up a tinted rock, which requires a bomb, that would be nice. Or pick up a spirit heart, which requires a tinted rock and a bomb, that would be nice. Or pick up a spirit heart, which requires 5 cents and access to the shop, or a bomb and access to the shop, and the shop to have a donation machine that we can blow up. And it also has to have a, you know, of course, in the shop, there has to be a spirit heart in the first place. So now, that's why I didn't get into the specifics, okay? Because I thought we might go cross-eyed. Without a doubt, Rune Bag is a stellar pickup. Lots of late game stuff. Yera, Perthrow, even an AWAS to allow us to get in and out of that boss rush ASAP. But also a lot of good stuff early game. Alges, Dagaz in particular would really help me out a lot right now. So I think you want to kite these. That hurt me. That, like, psychologically, that one hurt me. I think you just want to kite these fools around here. This is a high priority room for getting a spirit heart, but sadly one does not exist. So this, I would hate for this to be the end of, like, the start of our momentum. And it really, I didn't misspeak there. So here's what I think you do. Don't let it slip away. This is why we did the little things right in the last episode. This run is great. It just has the lack of a benefit. It's the malefactor of a seed with low HP. If we can get over that HP, or if we hadn't taken so much dumb damage being aggressive earlier, then we wouldn't have to worry about this. But unfortunately, we kind of do have to worry about it. So all we can do is use this as an audition. So just play it frosty here. Stay cool. Play it frosty. Play it cool, stay frosty. There you go. Brain got all twisted up, dude. Okay, you guys are gonna all explode into one another. And there's no shame in that. I just want you to be safe while you're doing it. We gotta try them. We can wait that out. Not a problem. That's decent, at least. I don't know. That's like 4 of the most useless pills I've ever seen. I think you just want to... Again, you're not going to believe this. I'm going to stand freaking still, dude. I'm going to stand freaking still. Until our eyes go back to their normal positions. I want to be in a position to make this one work. So the first thing we are going to do is moon. The moon has a lot of opportunities for us. Money is the most obvious, of course. That's enough money to buy a spirit heart now from the shop. What about your Perthrow, though? Where are you going with Perthrow? Obviously, a deal with the devil has got some plays there, but really... The obvious or not so obvious answer... sorry, I just froze a little bit there while I was figuring out how we were going to live. Is, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is that the shop has a spirit heart. Thankfully, it does. Now we can go back. And honestly, we deserve the slightest little pitter-patter on the back for what we did there. That could have gone wrong. We held it together. And I think me, 8 months ago, wouldn't have done that. I think I would have been like, oh, we lost, but whatever, the streak's young. You know? I think us now, we have a little bit more respect for the life in this one. That hurt. That hurt a great deal. And they're not making it too easy on us, let's be honest. The Haunt, very, 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 very potentially dangerous. I'm just running it through in the old cerebral cortex. Do we want to use Tammy's head on those guys, or do we want to use Tammy's head on this guy? Oh, be very careful about that one. You really don't want to lose that spirit heart. Okay. Okay, you built something beautiful here. You got it done. It's not done yet, so don't get too cocky, but it's like, it's there. Okay, great stuff, great stuff. Don't take that yet. That's very important. And all we wanted was no Krampus. So, this is a dangerous one. I think we want Death's Touch, and then don't Perthrow these. Why? Honestly, getting a respawn or something would have been incredible. But I don't... Even if we Perthrowed them into something good, if it wasn't a respawn, we couldn't have taken them. So in my heart of hearts, my honest appraisal of where we were at in the situation there, I just said to myself, save that Perthrow. Oh, we already went in here, and we already got the item. It was Rune Bag. That's okay. We got Perthrow for the future. I think it was still the right decision not to use it for the boss, or the devil deal there. And I think Death's Touch was the best option. Would you have unsubscribed if I took Guppy's head? I will admit, the first thing that crossed into my mind was like, oh, Guppy's head, it's so good. I'm glad we didn't. I think that would have been the wrong play. In fact, I'll go a step further. I know that would have been the wrong play. Look at this. Okay. So this is kind of like, this is a classic run. This is the kind of run I can hang my hat on. A run where we have very, very little HP, but quite a good bit of damage. Really, like, our damage stat is kind of, like, misleading. It's not that good, but our actual, like, damage dealing potential is off the charts. So, I'm stoked. I almost think we're in the banter zone. I don't know if we're quite there yet, mostly because we're on a floor that's kind of annoying. But I don't think we're too far away. So I talked at the end of the last episode, you know, Kate and I have been playing some board games recently. I'm really, like, I'm jazzed, dude. I don't think I've played a board game in a long time where right as soon as we finished playing the board game, I was like, I would love to play one more round. Usually, and I love board games, but I really, I have the opinion that I almost like, I love board games as a genre more than I like them as a pastime. Like, I like games with chunky physical mechanics where you, like, you know, pick up tokens and put counters in places and stuff like that. But I actually, and I think that's our per throw target, honestly. I don't think that I actually necessarily enjoy playing them socially, which is a very weird thing to say. I mean, I do enjoy it. Let me start there. I don't want to be too ridiculous. But I actually just, like, you know, it's just a genre of game that I like playing. Is games where you roll dice, you know, is games where you move around a board or something like that. What do we get? What do we get? Monstrous Tooth as a slap in the face. So most of the time when I finish playing a board game, there really is like a part of me that's like, "Whew, thank God it's over." Like by the end, especially like super complicated games, or at least games that are really complicated in my mind, like Dead of Winter is a really good example. I'm just happy the game is over. I don't really care if we won or I lost, you know? It's more like, wow, we completed a round of that. It just feels nice. Scapular could be pretty sick for us here as well. Let's not gloss over that. I told you Rune Bag, dude, is going to pay incredible dividends here. But a lot of the times when I finish a board game, I don't want to make it... Because I recognize how I can be misinterpreted or taken out of context by people that want to make me sound ridiculous. And I, you know, I take ownership of that, like, to some extent. It's definitely something I've leaned into in the past. But I'm not saying board games are not fun. But my prevailing thought within the last 15 minutes of most board games is, I hope this is over soon so I can, like, check my phone. The start of the board game, oh, it's incredible. They don't make them like that anymore. But the end of the board game, I'm like, you know, should we call an Uber? That was back in the before times when we were able to play board games in public. But anyway, this one, very different. When I finished playing that game of Clank, by the way, I got destroyed. So it wasn't even just like, I won, let's play again. But by the time we finished that game of Clank, I was like, man, I would play that again. I mean, it was a little late, so I wasn't going to play again right away, but I'll play that again tomorrow night. Absolutely. This game's a lot of fun. Now, just port it to digital, you jokers. It's published by a company by the name of Direwolf Digital. And they recently actually pushed one of their games, Sagrada. Pardon me. Or I don't know if they actually made the retail version of Sagrada or if they only made the digital version, but it gives me hope that one day we may see a digital version of Clank. But anyway, that's enough about Clank. It is a great game, though. Apart from that, I don't really have any, like, big plans, you know? Like, last week we set up the charcoal grill, which was, admittedly, just constructing it was pretty tough for me. If you know what you're doing, probably not so much. But for me and me alone, it was tough. This week, you know, we should definitely do some barbecuing, for sure. We also got, like, a little garden set up, but, like, gardening... Hey, look, we don't live in a, like, palatial estate. For us, gardening is really, like... We got, like, 7 pots. So we're just kind of, like, waiting for them to do something. It's really where we're at. We're at the wait-and-see moment, where we're like, man, I sure hope something sprouts, so we can look at it and go, look at that. That's cilantro. So, cilantro. Stop it, Ron. Cilantro. So I definitely... Oh, that's still good. I would say we took the right rune in here. But I was thinking, like, algaes would have benefited us as well. I don't see a reason to stick around here. Like, this run, we got the damage working for us in a very, very positive fashion. But at the same time, the HP is touchy enough to make me, like, want to stay in front of this as much as possible. So we just don't care about that at all. But I will say, after what appeared to be an early scare, we're playing with a little bit more care. And I'm trying not to make this rhyme, but it's not easy to do this time. We're in a good spot, and I'm glad that we're not. That doesn't even make any sense. Anyway, I see no reason to believe that we should be considering a loss here at this point. Can you just, like, mess around? My dream is to mess around and blow up and act like I don't know nobody. Yeah. You know that? Maybe not. I've watched too many viral videos. Okay. That's why you don't stay too close to them there. You fool. Dagaz? No, we still... It's just Awaz, Alges, and the occasional Perthrow. Anyway. That's about it. What's a good barbecue food? We made hot dogs. Don't get me wrong. The hot dogs were... I was gonna say A1. I don't even know what that means. Yo. Genius dark bum timing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hot dogs went well on the barbecue. Burgers, of course, will go well on the barbecue. I'll level with you. I hear... We can't. The potato peeler is just a little too dangerous for me there. I'd really rather just buy a few of these, honestly. This one, we might be able to save a penny doing this, so we'll see if it works. It did not work at all, so I'll just buy one of these. Like a charcoal grill. I do like the flavor of the charcoal grill. I don't know if I would want to cook a really good steak on a charcoal grill as one of my first charcoal grill excursions, because you know I've cooked steak on propane grills before. Propane grills are easy. Like, I hope that doesn't sound like I'm gatekeeping like how to be proud of your grilling, but like a propane grill, you turn the valve and then you get the heat, and then if it's too hot, you turn the knob down, right? Like, it's not rocket science. Charcoal grill is like being on Survivor. You're trying to, oh, it's too hot. What do I do? Okay, close this damper 30%, open that damper 70%, and then we'll get a little cross current going through here. Like, it's not rocket science, but it's more complicated. So the worst thing in the world would be to, like, you know, get the charcoal burning, throw some incredible steaks on it, and be like, oh, it's actually slightly too cold, so my steaks just look like a brown piece of leather, and they don't taste that good. In a pan, and, you know, then finishing it in the oven, it's consistent. You gotta respect it. But we gotta do something. We gotta come up with something. I mean, burgers are a class. Anyway, look, have we really reached that level of... That's where we're at? We're talking about what we're gonna grill this weekend? Who doesn't like a grill, though? Everybody likes the grill. Nobody's walking through a neighborhood. They smell like a little charcoal fire going, and they go, oh, yuck. You know, it doesn't happen. I'll even tell you, it's kind of gross, but, like, it's not me, it's the brain, right? Like, sometimes, in my hometown, people used to, like, burn their garbage. It wasn't the best environmental decision. But sometimes you'd be like, what smells so good? And you'd be like, oh, the Turcots are burning their garbage again. It's just something about some fires smell nice. Now, like, hair being on fire, no. Chemicals being on fire, usually not. No. But, you know, some fuels are better than others in that case. We will pop answers straight away. So that's what's on tap for my weekend, dude. I'm just gonna be honest with you. What are we on? This is like weekend 8 or 9 of quarantine. What can I say? You know, we're doing what we can. You know, it's would I like to be able to go out to a restaurant? At this point, the answer to that question is probably yes. Oftentimes, I've previously been an extoller of the virtues of takeout and been like, I would really, in all situations, just prefer the restaurant brought the food to us. Or the delivery and takeout, I suppose. But now I'm like, you know what? To just sit in a room that's not in my house, my God. It sounds, what a thrill. I do this for, not for honor, but for you. Do, 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 do. You know. But it is what it is. Something's not right here. I don't have a bomb to use there, dude. I like how I've got 2 items that do exactly the same thing. I've got the shiny rock, and I've got look, listen, that are both like, hey, dummy, there's a thing back here. Hey, idiot. We're gonna take Black Rune in this situation, and it's really, whoops. It's a sign of our own confidence. There we go. To take Black Rune. What I'm saying is, at some point, we're going to get an item that means more to us than effectively the health we would have lost on a tough room. I think the odds are that will indeed prove to be true. It might even prove to be true, like, right away. I don't think it's worth... I mean, it's close, you know? To, like, pick this up, use it once, get a Spirit Heart out of it, and then turn it into Black Rune. Yo, I mean, that actually... Nobody's more stunned than me. I don't even know why I walked in there. Nobody's more stunned than me that actually ended up being a great return on our investment. We got damage and speed. We very easily, just keep in mind, could have gotten shot speed and range or something like that. So, anyway, I'm feeling good. I'm excited for the weekend. Honestly, there's a lot of negatives to quarantine. Don't get me wrong. Like, particularly the conditions that led to it in the first place. But there's also a certain, like, almost societal reset button where, like, I don't take very much for granted anymore. Or I should say there are things I don't take for granted anymore. Like, I used to sometimes, and, you know, I'll only tell you this because we're on the flip side of it now, but, you know, after a long day of work, sometimes, I would be like, oh, I don't want to cook. You know, it's like 9 p.m., I've been working all day, can't we just order something? You know, I do like cooking, believe it or not, but... you know, sometimes you get to like 9 p.m. and you're like, I got 2.5 hours of free time. I already have to, you know, take out the garbage and, like, if I cook dinner, we're gonna have to do the dishes, blah, blah, blah. You're like, we could just order something in. Now, whenever I cook dinner, even if it's 9 p.m., 9:30 even, I'm like, dude, I'm just happy we got the food. And I think it's, again, I would very much shy away from the idea that, like, you know, there's some good things happening, but I think on a personal level, you know, it is at least an opportunity to kind of step back and recognize, you know, like, the good parts of your life. If you're, and not everybody that's watching is going to be in this position. Like, if you've been negatively affected either in terms of, you know, your health or your loved one's health, or, you know, occupationally, obviously that's a little bit more ubiquitous, but I, like, have nothing but the maximum level of sympathy, because it's like you didn't do anything to lead to it happening. It's just like the universal dice roll that was like, you know, hey, I saw you were excited for 2020, check it out. Bloop, you know. It's a super bummer. But if you're lucky enough to not be in one of those positions, it's also an opportunity to some extent to kind of like, and this is only how I look at it, but to kind of like reevaluate the priorities in your life that maybe you had before, that all of a sudden, once you've faced what is without a doubt a genuine crisis, even if it feels on a daily basis more mundane than something like, you know, a world war, you know, it's an opportunity to get in touch with the stuff that, you know, and realize what you truly value and what you miss about the world that you were possibly a little bit jaded with 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, etc., etc. Now, I'm not going to say that it's made me like a better or more patient human being necessarily, because there are definitely still days where, like, you know, I forget that it's going on, and I'm like, you know, oh, what the heck, it's raining, you know, but for the most part, I think it's reworked things slightly, mentally speaking, for me. So Perthro sucked there. You might think I've lost it, but I think we go Algiz over Perthro, straight up. I think that Algiz is just the ultimate rune for us to coast, and I use coast in a positive way here. It's the ultimate rune for us to coast to victory. Believe it or not, oh, that's so nice. Believe it or not, there exists a little nugget of self-doubt here. Not much. Admittedly, I think we pretty much got this sewn up, like my grandma's homemade masks. However, oh, that's nice too. There is just the slightest element of me that was looking at the parameters and is like, you know what? We do have a small chance this falls apart. And it's You know, just a combination of different things. I mean, obviously, this is not making my case, because we're literally just pressing spacebar and every enemy is dying. But not every enemy is going to die to one spacebar press. Then we got to deal with 7 rate of fire, 8 damage, which is not making my case very well either, because those are actually really good stats. But, well, we don't have Mom's knife, okay? Get off my case. But never forget, it's probably better to have a little bit of underconfidence. Oh! Instead of a little bit of overconfidence. Now, it's way more annoying to listen to underconfidence, and I maintain that. I think people, like, overconfident people have been getting a bad rap in society for a long time. We've been letting underconfident people get away with way too much. I'm being careful about the way that I phrase this. I don't mean people with, like, anxiety issues. I just mean the people who are, like, you know, they study 400 hours for a final exam, and then they're like, I'm not ready. Shut up. You're ready. You're the most ready. Yeah, you might not get literally every question right. Who cares? Get over it. I can hear you, by the way, in the background, making excuses for this person. No, don't do it. It's a learned response to feign weakness so that they can crush you on the curve. You owe it to yourself as a human being to be unsympathetic. Instead, you gotta just keep them honest. Just go, oh, come on. I think that you're gonna be fine. I would much rather talk to somebody before a test that is like, I'm gonna crush it. I think that's that kind of person. You might see them as being like an egoist or something like that. I do not. I see it in the opposite direction. I see it as a person who is like, they're building other people up around them. Of course, if they went, I'm gonna crush it, and you're gonna like get a horrible score, that would be one thing. But if they're like, oh, I'm not worried about it at all. I think it's gonna be. I think we're well prepared for it. I think I'm gonna do well. Give me more of that kind of person, please. Absolutely. Any day of the week, I'll take guy who is overconfident versus guy who is like, even though I did absolutely everything and have a 98 coming into the exam, I'm sure I'm gonna fail. That guy needs to get his head on straight, you know? He's, for such a logical individual, why is he behaving so illogically when it comes to this? It doesn't make any dang sense, in my opinion. Regardless. Both of those people have a home in the lion's den, as far as I'm concerned. Which is what I colloquially call the headspace of good people in my cerebral cortex. Doesn't make them a bad person just because they're sandbagging a little bit. Just kind of annoying. And it doesn't mean they're an annoying person. It just means they're annoying at that one interval. We all have a friend that is like, you know, we like them, but, you know, maybe we like went to a movie with them one time and they talked through the whole thing and they went, nice guy, terribly impolite at movies, never gonna do that again. Doesn't mean you throw out the whole man, you know? You just live and learn. So we definitely like the relic. I think everything else is re-rollable here. I think it turned out reasonably okay. I definitely like, you saw from my fight against Isaac, I don't really have any interest in getting rid of Tammy's head. It's a sincere competitive advantage for us right now to have it, so I definitely don't want to just throw that away for nothing. We pretty much have got this locked in. Like, CNN is predicting, even with that damage right there, CNN is predicting a decisive victory for Northernlion on win 3 of his new indeterminately lengthed streak. The only thing I'm gonna say, man, and I'm not complaining, it's just blue sky thinking, baby. 9 lives. Not 9 lives. 9 volt. There we go. Thank you, brain. 9 volt. Oh, man. If I had the 9... I know if Coach just gave me that 9 volt, we could have won state, man. We could have won state. The Worlds is a vampire. Pair throw. I'm not gonna... And this is, again, this is doing the little things wrong, but I'm willing to accept it. in this situation. I would rather wait for another chest, hopefully, than just walk back, pair throw the poop, probably turn it into, like, a shot speed upgrade, and then be like, that was worth it. You can see, like, I don't think I was super in the wrong to be, like, not concerned, but at least have a little nugget of self-doubt that we were gonna, not make this one work, because like our DPS is actually like kind of not great once we lose that Tammy's head play. So I don't feel bad for actually suggesting that. Now I feel bad for having doubted myself in the first place. I'm like, you know what, you were right, dude. Just give me like an Algiz rune would go a long way here. Come on, you know you wanna. Golden bombs, actually truly stellar. So we're gonna just place a lot of these around, because I think in many situations where it's safe to place a bomb, the bomb DPS is still a good deal higher than my own DPS, but we're like, I mean, it's sorted. Let's be realistic. I think honestly what it is I'm used to seeing Mom's knife because of our last run. So when the enemy is not melting in like 2 seconds, I'm like, the game's broken, Ed. It's ridiculous. My run took almost half an hour, dude. I'm not made of time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. It was a good one. I think we could get to 2,000 likes on this. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. As mentioned, if you missed the last episode, I do feel weird putting a goal. It's not like if you don't hit 2,000 likes, I'm not gonna put out the next episode. Obviously, that's ridiculous. But I'm kind of trying to light a fire because, you know, I'm playing the YouTube algorithmic game against grandmasters, Gary Kasparov, who are like, if you don't click the like button and we get 10,000, I'm deleting my channel. And people are like, click, 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 click. So I hate to resort to that level. All I'm saying is if you like my videos and you think they should be exposed to more people, click the like button. It helps me out a great deal, pushes me up in the algorithm passively, and I appreciate it a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future, and I'll be in the comments. See you next time. See ya!